stand to elevate. So here he is. Welcome to an adapted seated yoga practice. My name is Bobbie, and my pronouns are she, her, and I am an older woman with nut brown hair, and it's tied back at the moment. And I'm sharing this yoga practice from the Sunshine Coast, where I live, work, and play. And so today just happens to be in this beautiful park among the cedar trees. Yeah, this stage that's in front of me. So welcome. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you enjoy the class. So my evil plan for you is to hopefully have you fall in love with yoga. And so I promise to share the best of what I know with you today. And so with that in mind, I'd like to invite you to make sure that you have whatever you need to keep yourself comfortable in your chair. And so although we can use a chair standing for some of the classes, I am not quite there yet. So hopefully that's in the near future coming for Connect Red Yogability International and this lovely opportunity that I have to share. So yoga, India's gift to the world. So an invitation to make sure that you have what you need to keep you stable in your chair. If you know balance is a challenge, please have whatever device you need. And you know who you are. And so that said, let's get started with finding an invitation to find a comfortable sitting position. Sit in a way that you feel the most at ease. It can be challenging for our nervous system to calm down if we're uncomfortable in our bodies. As ready, roll your shoulders back and down. Relax your arms in your lap or by your side, wherever feels most comfortable for you. And then if you'd like, and it's available to you, an invitation to bring your hands to your heart space. Your palms together, palms open. If this placement of your hands makes you lose your balance, choose another placement for your hands. A gentle reminder that we never forfeit balance to come into a pose or movement. Then as ready, lift your heart. Bow your head to your heart. And an invitation to take a few moments, to allow yourself to consciously enter into the present. And setting aside whatever was going on for you before the yoga class, for the duration, knowing that you can come back to that after class. And if your eyes are closed, gradually blink your eyes. And so we are falling awake, not asleep. Falling awake, not asleep. And so this is my first time teaching in the park. I'm absolutely loving teaching outdoors. When I teach from home, our little catboat cabin in Half Moon Bay frequently. Weather permitting, I teach outdoors, but more recently I've been exploring other locations. So work in progress. Thank you for your patience in that regard. So an invitation now to repose. So I'd like you to, if possible, find a space where you are able to support your own spine. Come away from the back of the chair enough so that you feel that you're sitting forward on your sits bones, the bones we sit on. If you feel that you need or you would like the back of the chair for support today, honor that. And sometimes, so I think of the chair as a in the yoga class as a yoga toy in our yoga toy box. And so I don't refer to the, often they're referred to as yoga props in a toolbox. And I have an aversion to the idea that toolbox and tools conjures up for me, at least today. And that's the implication that we're broken and need fixing. And certainly that is not the paradigm I'm coming from. So know that all is welcome here, all of who you are. So your emotions, your physical body as it is today. Yeah, so without going on too much, I don't want to be a talking head. An invitation to ground down through your sits bones. So the bones we sit on, maybe noticing where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. Lengthen your spine. Roll your shoulders back and down. Relax your arms in your lap or by your side, wherever feels most comfortable for you. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. And then as ready, if you'd like, feel free to close your eyes softly or soft gaze downwards. Notice the alignment of your hips, knees, ankles, shoulders over your hips. Chin in, parallel with the floor. If it's helpful, you can place a couple fingers on your chin. Imagine a turtle. And then an invitation to bring a gentle awareness to your breath, if you'd like. And placing one hand on your yoga belly. Maybe noticing that as we inhale, belly moves out. On exhale, belly moves in. Maybe placing another hand on our heart space and noticing the pattern of movement of the breath between your abdomen and your upper torso. And maybe changing placement of your hands. And then let's see if we can begin to invite our breath to be just a little bit longer than it was when we began. Notice the length of the exhale, of your exhale. When we lengthen our exhale, it engages a relaxation response, allowing us to let go of holding, stress, and tension. I'd like to encourage you during your yoga practice, whenever possible, to bring your awareness back to this deep, easeful breath. And so it's ready, if your eyes are closed, gently blink your eyes. We are falling awake, not asleep. Falling awake, not asleep. And so an invitation to repose, roll your shoulders back and down. Relax your arms in your lap or by your side, wherever feels most comfortable for you. As ready, tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. And so from here, an invitation to bring your hands together, rub your palms together a little. So taking your hands apart, you notice warmth, heat between your hands. Perhaps exploring moving your hands a little further apart, closer together. There is research that shows that our hands are not only connected to our heart, but to our mind as well. It's an invitation to rub your palms together a little. And as you're rubbing your hands together, I'd like you to notice where in your body you're holding stress and tension. And see if you can bring some of that loving energy from your hands and place them on that part of your body. Allow your body to absorb the healing energy from your hands. Now let's rub our palms together again a little. And now I'd like you to notice a new place in your body where you're feeling like you need a little extra TLC, loving kindness. Place your hands there. Open to receive. Take a moment. Notice, is your breath still long and smooth and easy? And so from here, I'd like to, by special request from one of my students, to share a poem with you. And so it's relatively short. And so it's hopefully a way to inspire you. And so this poem is called Allow. And it's by, I don't know if it's Dana or Dana. I need to find out. Foulds, Foulds. There is no controlling life. Try corralling a lightning bolt containing a tornado. Dam a stream and it will create a new channel. Resist and the tide will sweep you off your feet. Allow and grace will carry you to higher ground. The only safety lies in letting it all in, the wild and the weak. And so, thank you. I'm for your feedback, those of you who are live. So I'm going to read it a second time. So here we go. Allow. There is a float plane flying overhead. Can you hear that? No? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and continue reading. Allow. There is no controlling life. Try corralling a lightning bolt containing a tornado. Dam a stream and it will create a new channel. Resist and the tide will sweep you off your feet. Allow and grace will carry you to higher ground. The only safety lies in letting it all in. The wild and the weak. Moving on, an invitation now to join me in a practice I refer to as toning. Toning, sounding, one of my favorite practices in the yoga class is using sound as a way to connect with each other. And so not sure entirely how it translates online. However, it's fully worthwhile checking out, I believe. And so, and it can be, sound can be a way of letting go of some of the stress that we're holding in our body, minds. And so, an invitation to do what feels comfortable for you, always. And so feel free to listen if you want to this piece, or to treat this as a meditation. Do this silently. And so the sounds, the toning, are going to include 3 letters, A, O, and M. And we can add arm movements to this. And so here we go, I-O, I-O. Reach your arm up to the sky. So reach your arm up as high as feels comfortable for you. And then on your exhale, as you lower your arm, make the sound A. A. And so let's begin the movement on the other side. Reaching up to the sky, things expand. And on exhale, as you lower your arm, make the sound O. O. This time, both arms reach sky. As high as feels comfortable for you. So if you have a yoga buddy that can help guide your movements if you like. And then on your exhale, make the sound M. As you lower your arms, you just tasted something delicious. M. And so let's practice one more round. Here we go. Reach up to the sky. Letter A. A. Other side. O. Both arms reach up. Maybe even take a look between your palms. Notice that they're facing each other. And then on your exhale, the letter M. Lips slightly touching. M. Yeah, maybe a little wiggly fidget. Woohoo. It's yoga time. So take a moment and maybe notice the effects of the toning. Any subtle sensations? How's your breath? And so an invitation now to repose. So I'd like you to ground down through your feet, center and ground through the soles of your feet. Or maybe you ground down to your sits bones. Does anyone not know what your sits bones are? The bones we sit on. You notice where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. You could do a little bum dance. Maybe move the buttock flesh away from your sits bones. Lengthen your spine. Roll your shoulders back and down. Relax your arms in your lap or by your side, wherever feels most comfortable for you. And from here, I'd like to invite you to take 3 deep breaths. And so I'd like to share that if any of the breathing techniques that I share with you, the breath awareness and so on, doesn't work for you, breathe in whatever way you can. So if you're congested or you have an obstruction, know that you are totally welcome in the right place. So it's not one size fits all. That said, if the breathing, yogic breathing techniques I share with you work for you, awesome. So you can think of this and the poses and the movements and the breath work and so on that we practice as a buffet. You choose what works well for you. You are the world expert on your body, and I will do my best to guide you. And so, yeah, with that in mind, I've had amazing teachers, and I'm pretty confident. So I've been doing this, as some of you know, for a few years. So enough talk. Let's roll our shoulders back and down. Okay, soft, organic movements, nothing rigid. Again, resting your arms in your lap or by your side, wherever feels most comfortable for you. Lengthen your spine. Did you know that we can create space between our vertebrae, and most of us are tallest in the morning? Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your head. And so from here, I'd like to, in your time and rhythm, I'd like to invite you to take 3 deep breaths. So in through your nose, unless you're congested or you have an obstruction. In which case, breathe in whatever way you can. And then we'll exhale slowly. So maybe explore making a ha sound. So 2 more deep breaths. And how about one more? So 1 more deep breath. Let's transition into a warm-up. And so beginning with our head, an invitation to bring your chin gently towards your chest. As you feel your neck is ready, turn a soft gaze looking up towards the ceiling. So maybe your eyes meet where the ceiling meets the wall. And so let's continue this gentle warm up for the cervical area for our spine. It's as if we're nodding yes. And the theme, by the way, for today's class is I am, I can, and I will. It's ready, finish up the movement that you're on, and then I'd like to invite you, still sitting up nice and tall, your breath is still long and smooth and easeful. Take one ear towards your shoulder. I want you to notice how it feels to tuck your chin in slightly. And then move your head back and forth. So if you'd like, you can add a little soft smile, a little half smile, like a little Buddha smile. So when we smile, it releases saliva. It's a nice juicy mouth and juicy body. We all know what it's like to go to the dentist. And then as ready, bring your head back to center. And then an invitation to turn a soft gaze, looking towards your shoulder. Pardon me. Only turn your head as far as feels comfortable for you. So I'd like to encourage you throughout the practice today, pardon me, to move towards your 50%. Just going to take a little drink. Towards your 50%. And then as if we're nodding no, turn your head from side to side. Pardon me. As ready, bring your head back to center. So essentially we've moved our neck through its 3 planes of movement. And now let's explore continuing down along the spine with a movement called cat and cow. And so as you're ready, round your back. So I think I'll take my scarf off my neck for this piece. Might make things a little more visually appropriate for you. At any time, if you can't see me or hear me, I do have a beautiful tech host. His name's Kassar. He'll let me know, I'm sure. So cat and cow. As you're ready, round your back. And so as I round my back, I like to place my hand on my chest. So draw your sternum in. So it's as if our sternum's moving towards the back of our ribs. And then when you're ready, so if you placed your hand on your chest, put it back wherever feels comfortable for you. Let's arch our back. So our sternum lifts, goes forward, open up your solar plexus, right? Your heart, your throat. Then we'll continue this gentle warm up for primarily the thoracic area of our spine. And so you might notice that as we arch, our hands naturally have a tendency to slide in towards our hips. On exhale, if you'd like. So linking your breath with your movement, if that works for you. As we round our back, our hands naturally slide in towards our knees. So inhale, arch. Exhale, round. If sliding your hands along your thighs doesn't feel okay for you, an invitation to explore hovering just above your legs. Move in a way that feels natural for you. So natural that maybe your movements and your breath become one. So of course, I'm just going to put my glasses on for the reason. Of course, we know that our spines matter. So cat and cow, round your back. As you round your back, draw your chest in. It's as if our sternum's moving towards the back of our ribs. So this is the cow piece. Ooh, bad sound effects. Inhale, arch. Oh no, pardon me, I had it. Sometimes I back talkward. So if you know what I mean, go with it, for it. So as we arch, this is the cow piece. So move. Always brings me back to my training in India. And then we round our back, and this is happy cat. Meow. So an invitation just for a few more breaths in your own time and rhythm to keep this gentle warm up. Your spine flowing. And it's ready. Finish up the movement that you're on. Bring your arms back to wherever feels comfortable for you. And then switch up, maybe the placement of your legs, your feet, your toes, whatever. A little bum dance. Come back, sitting comfortably. So it's really challenging for our nervous system to calm down if we're uncomfortable with our bodies. And so from here, I'd like to invite you to reach one hand towards the earth, so towards the floor. If it's helpful, you can hold on to the other side of the chair. So we want our shoulder lined up with shoulder. Imagine that you're seated between two panes of glass, if that's helpful. And then keeping both sits bones on the chair. Let's move from side to side. If it's helpful, you could maybe exhale to one side, inhale, come back center, exhale to the other side. Or perhaps it feels better just to inhale to one side and exhale to the other. If you congested, you have an obstruction, breathe in whatever way you can. So you might notice that as we warm up, the movements perhaps become more easeful. We're able to go a little bit deeper. As ready, finish up the movement that you're on. Come on back to a neutral spine. Take a moment, and from here we'll come into a gentle twist. So for this twist, I like to place my fingers at the base of my spine. And so begin with lengthening your spine. And then as you're ready, beginning the twist from the base of your lumbar spine, moving up one vertebrae at a time. Twist to the side. So again, let's move towards our suggestion of moving towards our 50%. This is a gentle twist. We're not going to our full range, not even close. So let's continue to move dynamically, twisting from side to side. See if you can resist the temptation to move your head to its full range. So keeping our head in line with our spine. And finish up the movement that you're on. Come on back to a neutral spine. Relax your arms down by your side, then on your lap. And then take a moment to, with your eyes closed softly, if that feels comfortable for you, or soften your gaze. So I am going to bring this in just a little bit closer now. And notice the effects of the movements. Has anything changed for you energetically since we began? So introception, tuning in, noticing what's going on inside our bodies. Proprioceptive awareness, big phrase for knowing what's going on, where our body is in relation to space. And so an invitation, maybe speaking of space, so take a look around the beautiful space that you're in. So gently moving your head. So maybe looking in front of you, below you, taking your gaze out to the side, maybe noticing what's behind you, above you. And then let's do this practice looking in the opposite direction. So I was reminded that one of the things about anyone that's experienced trauma, and as I endeavored to teach trauma-informed classes, that it's really challenging for our nervous system to calm down if we don't know what's behind us. And so that said, be careful with the neck movements. We don't want to overstretch or strain. And so moving on. I did bring a few notes with me today, so I'm not sure where things are going to go. Oh, okay. So one of the things that I did want to share with you is that I was just certified as an accessible nature well-being forest therapy guide. So accessibility has been huge, huge, huge on kind of what I've dedicated my life to, the classes that I share and the work that I've done historically for many years, working as a personal care aide for people living with disabilities in extended care, mostly privately. And so accessibility at a very young age kind of came onto the fore for me. And that's one of the reasons I share these classes. And more recently, studied to become an accessible nature well-being, etc. I don't have the whole handle, but yeah, so I'd like to invite you when you come to the class, if it feels good for you, to maybe, if you're practicing indoors, to have a plant nearby, or a pebble, or a leaf, or might be a tree outside your window, something that can connect you and help ground you to Mother Nature. And so whatever that might be for you, I'm not sure what I brought today, but I guess I'm going to look at the time. So 22, I don't want to talk too much. So one of the things that was shared with me by one of my mentors recently, with this peace in mind, is a new phrase on my radar, and it's a kinecentric acknowledgement. And so a friend shared with me this piece, and it blew my mind, and I thought it speaks to the words that I have difficulty finding sometimes. And so an acknowledgement that we're not greater than the plants and animals, but that in fact we're equals. I recognize that the more than human world is bestowed with intelligence, sensibilities, two new words for me, subjecthood and intentionality. And so invitation to repose, roll your shoulders back and down. Relax your arms in your lap or by your side, wherever feels most comfortable for you. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. And it's just getting a little bit nippy, so I'm gonna back in. And so from here, let's transition into a practice I call finding our balance. And so balance, the equal distribution of presence throughout our entire bodies. So this is a piece, if you know balance is a challenge for you, that you have what you need to keep you stable in your chair. And I'd also like to take this opportunity, we are going to be moving forward and back to start with. And so I'm going to encourage you to maybe move towards your 50% or 20%. And that said, if you have osteopenia, going into a forward fold in a deep way is wholly contraindicated. Please know that in yoga, part of yogic philosophy is do no harm. It's one of the first principles. So body, mind, and spirit. And so here we go. Finding our balance. So we begin always sitting up nice and tall. And then as you're ready, hinging from the hips, your hands can be placed at your hips, or you can hold on to the underside of the chair. And know that you can visualize as well. That might be a nice starting point. Come forward with a flat back. And sometimes when we come into a forward fold, our chin wants to jut up. Notice how it feels to have your chin tucked up in slightly, and then rock back. So an invitation to keep this gentle movement flowing in your own time and rhythm for a few more breaths, for as long as feels comfortable for you. And so for many, this rocking forward and back can be calming for our nervous system. And my suspicion is that it has to do with the fact that think about 75% of our body is made up of water. Or could it be that when we're, from being in the womb, and then it's ready, finish up the movement that you're on. And then again, hands at your hips or maybe holding the underside of the chair. I'd like to invite you to circle your heart forward. So again, feel free to visualize the movements if you'd like, and then circle your heart back. Tuck your chin in slightly. Notice how that feels for your neck. So we're not letting our head hang and not throwing our head back, hopefully. And your circles might be larger, smaller than mine. Maybe you're moving more quickly or slowly than me. And then as you're ready, keeping both sits bones on the chair. So our hips are ball and socket. We can circle in both directions, opposite direction. So an invitation again to bring your awareness to the space in front of you. Bring a gentle awareness to the space beside you. Notice how that makes you feel. Bring your awareness to the space above you, and particularly an invitation to bring a gentle awareness to the space behind you. And to trust, as do I, that we are being supported. So moving away from knee to we. And then slowly make your way back to stillness. And relax your arms wherever feels comfortable for you. And notice how you feel. So not about what we look like in the form or the movement. The diagnostic tool is how do I feel? Right? No judgment. Yoga meets us exactly where we are. Speaking of which, I'm going to take my watch off so I can see the time. I have a tendency, time is such a weird thing for me. So I know we all have busy lives, and I love that you're here, and I want to honor that you have, all of you, big lives. And so keeping things on time, a watch helps. So let's continue with an invitation to come into yogic breathing technique called lion's breath. I think I may have taught this last class. So this is a yogic breathing technique. And the longer I'm around, the more I learn about how to practice it and teach it. So this is called lion's breath. And I used to think that you needed to make a big roaring sound because it was lion's breath. And in fact, the information that I've received recently, and if you have know something different, please inform me. But yeah, it doesn't have to be a big roar. Not intended. So the way it's practiced is with our hands on our lap, if that works for you. And so imagine your hands like feline claws. Yeah, feline claws. So I'll demo first. If you know how to do the practice, by all means jump in. If not, please, you can watch me demo. So feline claws. So we draw our claws in towards our hands. And then on the exhale, your claws come out. So imagine that lion. Then your tongue comes out on your chin on the exhale, and your eyes roll back. It looks like this. Not the most attractive, but so here we go. If you'd like, you're more than welcome just to watch or listen, up to you. So inhale, feline claws, so lion's breath. Exhale. So I'll practice this 2 more times. Inhale, claws slide in towards your body. Exhale. And release. So moving on from here, I'd like to, today, mostly the focus is going to be neck, shoulders, upper back. Maybe we'll do a little face yoga at the end of the class. But we are definitely not going to ignore the rest of our body. This is a holistic practice, body, mind, and spirit part. And so with that in mind, I'd like to invite you to maybe tap the outside of your legs, going down wherever you can reach comfortably. And then tap, come up the inside. And so tap, tap. If your skin is sensitive, feel free to maybe just move energetically or massage lightly, whatever works for you. Then tap up the inside. Tap the outside. And now let's begin with tapping down, starting from the inside of our thighs, down, and come up the outside. Inside. Come up the outside. And then reaching up, sit up nice and tall. Give yourself your upper body's love taps. I love me, because I love me. I can love all of you. Certainly that's my intention, and I know intention is. So where our thoughts go, where our breath goes, our life force goes. And so when you're ready now, I'd like you to lean forward a little bit, maybe reach your lower back, give your lower back a little love. So if you have a yoga buddy that can help with this piece, maybe they can massage your lower back. And then maybe place one hand on your sacrum, sit up tall, and then sweep your hands forward. So inhale, let, exhale, go. Inhale, let, exhale, go. Or you could say inhale, love, exhale, peace. So whatever words you want to put there in place, this is your yoga practice. Okay. And then wiggly fidget again. I always say be creative. You know, one of the things that I've learned through the years, creativity can help with anxiety. And so here we go. So let's practice a gentle heart opener. So particularly these days of a lot of social media, iPhones, etc. Certainly my story, spending too much time on my phone, bent forward, collapsed my chest. In fact, my breathing, my heart, so on. So I'd like to, and we are moving towards cold and flu season, just saying, let's do a little bit to gently open up our heart area and our lungs. So invitation to place your hands in prayer pose at your heart space. So palms together, whatever expression you like of prayer pose, or maybe it feels better to have your hands at your yoga belly. Breathing in, extend your arms up and away. So your arms can be as high or low as you'd like. So mine are comfortable, a little bit lower than my shoulders today. Maybe yours are up higher. And then take your hands back to your heart center or your yoga belly. So if you'd like, and it's available to you, I'd like to invite you to imagine, as we practice these gentle movements, the sun at your heart center, your heart space. On your inhales, as you extend your arms up and away, imagine the radiant light of the sun radiating out all around you. And then gather that light and bring it back inside. So it's the symbol of the light that's always inside us. So I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to turn my iPhone sideways. I want to see what happens when I do that. You get more of a, there we go. No, everybody in the class is upside down, never sideways. That doesn't work. If I wasn't dizzy before, I would be trying that. So work in progress. So this time, when you bring your hands back to your heart center, your yoga belly, make soft fists. So that can be good if you have arthritis in your hands. Inhale, extend your arms up and away. So inhale, extending your arms up and away. This time, as you bring your hands back, I'd like to invite you to make a humming sound. Bumblebee breath. Inhale. So you might notice a bumblebee breath lengthens or exhale. Perhaps noticing how it feels to have your lips slightly touching as we hum. Place one hand on your yoga belly, the area between your navel and your pubic bone. The other on your heart space. Bowing our head towards our heart. This is a little nerve flossing for our neck. And take a few moments to maybe notice the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. And a little wiggly pigeon. All right. So from here, I think I'd like us to come into a side bend before we move towards your guided meditation and final relaxation. Actually, no, I think I'm going to just move us towards a meditation at this point, and then your final relaxation. So keeping time in mind. I think my watch is on time. So I have almost 5:02. And so an invitation to find a comfortable sitting position. And my hands, I forgot my little wristlets today, so I can cover my hands. And so find a space where you're able to sit up comfortably, but you're still alert. So I'd like to offer you 3 grounding techniques that you can utilize as a choice during your meditation. So the first one would be breathing practice, breath awareness. And so for that piece, let's go ahead. So I'd like to invite you, hands palms face down or up to whatever you desire. Draw your hands in towards your hips. Look down and into your heart. See what you can see. And then breathe into your heart. So 2 more choices as an alternative to the breathing technique. I'd like to invite you to maybe explore, bringing your awareness to the sense of the soundscape around you. So maybe noticing the sound furthest away from you. And notice the sound closest to you, maybe hearing the sound of your breath, the sound of your heartbeat. Lastly, as a choice, perhaps bringing your awareness to the sound of, or a sense of gravity, pardon me. So inviting this gentle sense of gravity to move your shoulders away from your ears. So most of us have our shoulders up around our ears. So gravity, a gentle sense of gravity, pulling your shoulders away from our ears, moving down through our body to our feet, connecting us with Mother Nature. And so whatever grounding technique you've chosen, I'd like to invite you to perhaps just spend a few moments in silence together in this moment with a gentle reminder. So breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. As my in-breath grows deep, my out-breath grows slow. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I release. I smile. I'm soft. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful. So alternatively, maybe you've brought your awareness to the soundscape around you, sound furthest away. So I can hear the sounds of the traffic below me, this little village, town. And bringing your awareness to the sound closest to you, hearing the sound perhaps of your breath, your heartbeat. And then perhaps you brought your awareness to the sound in between, furthest away and closest to you. And then lastly, perhaps a gentle sense of gravity, pulling our shoulders down away from our ears. Grounding us down through our feet, centering grounding through the soles of our feet. Making that connection with Mother Earth. So I'd like to share the practice or end the practice today with one more read, a poem, and it's a poem called The Guest House by Rumi. And so feel free to keep your eyes closed softly or softly blink your eyes open. And so the guest house. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes, an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture, still treat each other, each guest, honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. Be grateful. Oh, sir, pardon me. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Rumi. And so thank you everyone who participated in class today. Om, peace, peace, peace. Peace for ourselves, first of all. Peace for our family, or all beings, for kids, and so on. And peace more globally. So out into the world. Om, peace, peace, peace. So Kassar will open it up so that we can share if you want to stick around for a few minutes. I'm happy to be here to answer any questions or hear any feedback. And if not, that's cool too. KOOL. I am going to apply my chai. I highly recommend spicy hot drink.
That's awesome.
Hi, Angie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, thanks. to see you.
Yeah. I just came back from Disneyland.
Oh my goodness. Don't make me cry. It's one of my
Yeah.
So is there, am I understanding there's two different
London, I already went. Disneyland, and then I'm going to Halifax, Nova Scotia.
lovely
Yeah.
in your pocket, love.
Mhm.
So you have a lovely trip back east, love, and I'll see you, I guess, oh, I think manana means later. So know that you can tune in if you have social media, love, wherever you are. Lovely gift that we have facilitated through COSAR, and I'm with you in spirit, love, always.
Yeah. That's a nice area. When is that a backyard?
No, it's a park, love. Yeah, it's really pretty here. So lots of seating with indigenous writing on the walls, translated in English. And there's a stage here that's amazing.
Wow.
And yeah, so they have an arts festival here every summer. And I thought today, gee, a while back, I don't know, I don't think you were in the class, but I taught down on the pier by the ocean. And it felt really lovely to me. And I thought today, heck, maybe in the park on this lovely stage, nice. So my butt is getting cold, that said. So
Okay.
it's talking to me. So I need to keep moving, but
Okay. Catch you next time.
all right, Angie, take good care, love. Thanks, Kasar.
Okay. I will see you guys next week.
Yeah, ciao, love.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.